Hey friends, welcome back to Heavenly Hills Homestead. Today I want to take you along on a day in the homeschool life here on the homestead. So we homestead, we have a big garden, we raise animals, we cook from scratch here, and we homeschool our kids. And we really love homeschooling our kids. So this is our second year of homeschooling. We are using the Classical Conversations curriculum this year and have absolutely loved it and plan on sticking with it. And yeah, so our oldest is in that pre-K to kindergarten age, so she's still pretty young, but she's doing so well in school. And she did really well just doing a preschool curriculum at home last year, so we knew she'd be ready for something more serious this year, and she's been doing great. Of course, before we can even start school, we have to clean up the mess from the previous day. My girls do love to play school and do crafts together, so many mornings before we can even start our homeschool day, we have to clean up the schoolroom. And this is just a corner in our upstairs that we put a secondhand table in, and we've got some storage area, but we just use this table, and it's a great spot together to have all of our school stuff. It's nothing fancy. We don't have a fancy separate schoolroom. Our house is fairly small, so this little corner is perfect for our homeschool. So usually on a homeschool day, we will wake up, depending on the kids, somewhere between 6 and 7:30. We're not extraordinarily early risers, but we'll wake up and do breakfast together downstairs. And after breakfast, I make a point to try to have my own Bible study time for Mom, and during that time, the girls will usually play or color or do something to occupy themselves, so I can have that quiet time before really starting the day. And then we always make a point to get dressed for the day. I'm one of those people, I don't like lounging around in my pajamas. I feel like, especially for a good productive day at home, I just need to get dressed. So we all get dressed after breakfast, we get ready. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it does have to be out of your pajamas. And then we'll go upstairs with our homeschool day. And there are a few things that I usually try to make sure that I have when we go upstairs for school. Usually a tasty beverage for Mom, whether it's coffee or tea or something for me to sip on. And then the girls will have a water bottle, because interrupting school when we're trying to focus when they're thirsty is really inconvenient. So trying to have a water bottle for them, and then trying to have all of what I know are distractions, so lots of toys or TV or any of that stuff, try to have that off and put away so we can start our school day. Now, we do 3 days a week at home, and then we have 1 day out of the house where we do a community day with other people in our local area who are also doing the same curriculum, and we get to go through it all together, and that is super great. And partly because my oldest is still so young, but also because homeschooling really doesn't take that much time if you're getting enough repetition and you feel like your child is grasping it. We spend maybe an hour and a half in the morning doing school. And I know as my oldest gets older, that time will grow, but for right now in the pre-K kindergarten age, 1 hour to an hour and a half is plenty for us to get in 3 subjects a day plus some review. some phonics reading and writing practice in addition to the classical conversations, and we do Bible study together every day. So every day she's getting some phonics and Bible, and then she'll get 3 of her classical conversations per day. A few tips that I have for making homeschool fun, making it stick, and working through it quite easily would be repetition, but making the repetition fun. Sometimes that is going to be movement, sometimes that's going to be silliness. So sometimes when we're repeating whatever we're memorizing, we will do jumping jacks or squats, or we'll do a little dance or whatever move the kids want to do that makes it fun for them. Or we'll do it in a silly voice, like a princess voice or a big giant, or we'll talk like a robot, or do it like a mouse, or we'll talk slow, or, pick a silly voice. And whenever I can, I try to give the kids choices in their schooling. So if it's choosing what subject we do next, or what movement we do, or what silly voice we do, I try to just give them as much choice and freedom throughout the school experience as I can. That way I'm not coming off as a tyrannical mom, and they're more involved, because my kids, at least, if I try to lay down the law on something that I really don't have to, that they could choose, they check out on me. So I try to give them a lot of choices. And then, of course, just being patient and being respectful as much as I expect respect from my kids. Not talking down to them, and just being patient and kind as they grasp things. And I will say, it has been shocking to me how quickly these kids soak up the information. And some of this stuff that we are learning in our curriculum is beyond what I expected a 4-year-old to be able to learn. For example, going over all the states and capitals and memorizing it to song. My 4.5-year-old can sing a song with all 50 states and their capitals. And I think that's just amazing. But really, it goes to show being fun, being silly, and a lot of repetition, and they will pick it up really, really quickly. So beyond our classical conversations curriculum that we buy through that company, there are some other great resources that we like to utilize for our homeschool day, some of which are free. So like going on YouTube and finding the video or the song that applies to whatever lesson we're doing. Or if my kids are really interested in something and latching on to a topic and want to know more than what the curriculum tells us, then we'll go look it up. We'll watch a video or read a book or do something where we can learn more. And you can find a lot of that stuff just online or at your local library, just a little searching. Free resources. You can also find a ton of free printables, especially for the early reading and writing, like phonics type stuff. I've printed tons of little worksheets and laminated them so that my daughter can trace them with dry erase markers, and then we can reuse them again and again. Those are really fun and easy. And just do a little digging and you can find lots of free resources. As far as our Bible lessons that we do, I love the Our Daily Grace Co. Website. They have a ton of great resources, from like devotionals that you do with kids and Bible memory verse cards and like gospel conversation cards and things where you can go over basic concepts and then also go more in depth with your kids, and they have a ton of resources and I really like them. You can also find quite a bit on like christianbooks.com. Just depends on what you're into, what you like, and what you're looking for. But that's what we use for our Bible lessons that we do. We always start our school day with prayer, of course, which is just important to us. If you're thinking about homeschooling, or maybe trying to figure out how to homeschool, I would encourage you to just take it easy on yourself and try some things. Eventually, you'll get into a routine. I've also personally found that simpler is better. If you're trying to do all the things and try to do all the things you feel like other people are doing, you're going to really overwhelm yourself and make this way more complicated than it needs to be. Kids are eager to learn, and my kids love learning, and when I make it fun with singing and dancing and funny little moves and giving them choices, they just soak it up. They totally soak it up. So just give yourself some grace and figure it out. It's not nearly as complicated as people make it seem. We've really enjoyed homeschooling and love homeschooling. And I hope you've enjoyed this simple glimpse into what our homeschool day looks like. Again, it's really simple. It takes us maybe an hour and a half to do the whole routine. And then we go and we play and we do things for the rest of the day, whether it's homesteady things or just having fun. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Heavenly Hills Homestead blog, and I will have linked the resources that we use below. And until next time, welcome to the homestead.